So as hockey goes on, we look back at the 1980s, that great era where hometown heroes dominated the NHL and the minor leagues. Now, this guy was a hometown hero throughout Ontario because of his background, coming from North Bay, born in Hawkesbury and playing for Peterborough. Now, Rick Laferriere, or Ferriere, was drafted 64th overall by the great Colorado Rockies of the NHL. When I say great, they had a lot of prospects, didn't work out, but that team moved to New Jersey and became a Stanley Cup champion. So the basis of the Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils later on came from those early Colorado teams. Now, he was a two-time Memorial Cup finalist, won a Memorial Cup with the squad in 1979. In his draft year, his Petes made it all the way to the final, only to lose to Cornwall in a devastating overtime loss in Regina. Regina was the host for that event. Now, Rick, not the biggest goalie in the world, 5'9", 165, great skill though. His draft year was probably one of the best in Pete's history. 38, 13-1 with a 3.27 average and 2 shutouts. Now, he won the Memorial Cup in 79 as pretty well a backup, and also played 5th place at the Worlds for Team Canada in 1980. That was a very strong team. Many awards came his way in his draft year. He was a Memorial Cup Ems Trophy Outstanding Goalie in 1980. He was the OMJHL Pickney Trophy winner in 1980, co-winner with Terry Wright. He was a Memorial Cup All-Star First Team in 1980, an OMJHL All-Star Second Team in 1980, and the OMJHL Goals Against Average Leader with the Petes with 3.27. Now, he led the Memorial Cup with 3 victories. Now, like I said, he was a backup goalie on the Pete's team that won the 79 Memorial Cup, but did not appear in any postseason games. Now, I happened to talk to him this week via phone. This is a second update because I wanted to put this in just to remind everybody. He was the Peterborough Petes 7th pick in the 1978 OMJHL Midget Draft. Now, he had played with Streetsville Junior B in 1978, but also was a strong midget. But then again, a 7th-round pick, you don't expect a 7th-round pick in a midget draft would go on to a Memorial Cup, go on to the NHL, go on to a CHL title with Tulsa. But this player was talented, determined, and if you put your mind to it, you can do anything. Now, he eventually made the NHL in 1982 on February 23rd of that year. Now, the great Chico Resch had started the game. It was a contest against Detroit. But in the third period, the head coach decided to give Chico a well-deserved rest. And our great goalie, Rick, went in, played 20 minutes, was solid, only gave up 1 goal at a 94.7 save percentage. Now, this was the only NHL appearance ever in his career, and it's kind of sad because this guy had talent. He could have been a solid backup or a number 1 with expansion teams that came along later. Now, he also played in the Colorado organization when the parent team relocated to New Jersey on June 30th, 1982. But his role to the NHL was quite interesting because Peterborough had traded him in the 81 season to the Brantford Alexanders in exchange for Kevin Hamelin in January of 81. Now, he was mired in the IHL later on and was released by Muskegon of the IHL in January 84. However, Tulsa Oilers picked him up, and he played on a squad that, get this, suspended operations on February 16 of that year, but continued playing the final 6 weeks of its season on the road, and then went on to win the playoff title under the great Tom Webster. Now, upon retirement, he went into a successful real estate business in Barrie, Ontario with Shea Realty Remax, and he's also given back to hockey on many levels as he coached his son's minor hockey teams in Barrie, Ontario for several years. Now, Richard, or that was his given name, Richard, is also well known for being a very genial person. According to my sources, he can tell very interesting stories of his time in hockey, and like any former NHLer, there's always a story how you made it to the NHL. Now his route was not a long career, pretty well at major, junior, and minor pro, less than a decade. But let's look at that 81 season with the trade. 26 wins that year in 54 games. But he played with Fort Worth in 82, 8-26-2. Muskegon over two seasons, he put up 60 games. Muskegon, 83, heavy time in the cage, 2,578 minutes with a 4.33 average with 2 games in the playoffs. But he played 2 games with Tulsa, that championship squad, and in the playoffs, he played 1 game with Tulsa, so again, met all the requirements of being a part of a legendary team that people still talk about in Oklahoma. When you fold and you win it all, what a way to go out. That's all I can say. But the Peterborough in that run in the Memorial Cup, it was kind of bizarre, because he entered the final, and not say his favorites over Cornwall, but a lot of people thought he had a good chance, losing in overtime 3-2. It was like I said, it was a rough go. But sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, but just to be there for 2 straight Memorial Cups is tremendous. And he's time from Brantford. He put up some decent numbers with an 11-8 record in 81. But when he entered the NHL, again, a top 40 prospect in the mind of a lot of people, and it paid off. Now, if you have any requests of similar one-game sensations like Rick, please let us know. Give us a like, comment, or subscribe. And again, it doesn't matter how long you play in the NHL. You played in the NHL. How many people can say, I've made it all the way to the show? Not saying it was a bull durham with this, but Colorado was pretty well with Chico Resch. That was their player, and that was the situation. But again, congratulations to a great player, minor pro champion, major junior champion. What a career in hockey. Thanks for listening, and as we like to say in Northern New Brunswick, if you have to, keep your stick in the ice. Have a great day. Bye.